First of all, we need to cut the wire. All the roots are turning around in the pot. So this one needs a repot. First remove as much wire as possible. As you can see, the root development is great on this Acer Palmatum. At the beginning, I just don't want to get the big roots all through the pot. So what I did, I put some bins beneath to get a strong base for the tree and development on the nebari as much as possible. The young forest, a young Acer Palmatum, the root was not good developed, so that's why I put extra bins. Now we're gonna remove the roots, but we're also gonna change the composition. So this forest will be totally different after we are done with it. We're going to use the root hook. We start at the bottom of the tree. We're going to cut down all the big bins out. You see, we almost lose half of the nebari. We are also losing half of the nebari just by removing the bins. As you can see, the forest is already becoming one tree. When it has the right composition, you don't have to change it like this, like we're going to do now every year. Then we're going to remove all the soil. Also, we're going to remove the trees to make it individual, so we can make a new composition. At this moment I'm in the Netherlands in April, in March, and it is not so cold, so the roots are nice wet. If the roots are not wet, you can put water on them. try to keep as many roots as possible, because how more small roots you have, the better they are. From almost 8 months on this tree. This one is in the same forest, but as you can see, this one is much stronger in the root. So this one and this one are competitive with each other. In bonsai, you have to compensate it. The akadama and bims are still fresh enough to just pull them out of the forest. Try it gentle, because how more roots you have, how more roots the tree has, it has more power. And it will grow faster. Someone have still an old strong nabari, but it's like a toad. This is not what we want in bonsai, but because of the health of the tree I couldn't remove it, because it has not enough roots to cut it off. Maybe this year I can cut it off, but I have to check it, and else I'm gonna cut it half the way, and then we're trying to create better nabari for the tree. What I try to do is to unwrap the roots from the other trees to keep as many roots healthy as possible. Later on I will remove all the long shoots, but for now I just stack them up. Then we're gonna check which tree is the big tree. Every forest has a parent plant the age of the trees are 1 or 2 years difference from each other. They have the same thickness, and that's not what we want to see in a forest. A normal forest trees dies, and smaller trees will fill up the gaps, and the forest grows. So every time the forest will get bigger and bigger, with new trees coming up and become adult to themselves. Every tree will have big roots on the nabari and small roots on the nabari. Thicker roots we have to remove, because else you get toes, and we don't want toes. We want to grow the nabari in all directions as in the same power. So first we remove as much soil as possible from the tree. As you can see, I always go from my hook away from the tree. Then we remove some really good roots from the tree. I also check if the roots are strong enough to remove. Because if there is no root left, the tree will die. Every root that's not going away from the tree, but beneath or above, I will remove. But especially the lower part I will remove, because then it will be coming in a bonsai forest scale or pot. Because this tree is stronger than other trees in the forest, I will remove some bigger roots, because we need the small roots. Every tree in nature will create big roots to stand strong in the ground. If you don't know what you're doing, don't remove as much of the roots what I do. So don't try this at home. Then, when it's done, I will remove it. First, we're gonna check if this big one is removable. So the tree and then the barrel will grow, and then this will grow away. But because the nabari was not good enough, I couldn't remove it last year. It's just a starting material. What I'm gonna do, I'll make sure this one is removable. As you can see, it's 30% of the tree, so you can remove it. I remove it with a bonsai tool, but if you don't have a bonsai tool, you always can use our normal scissor. see to the other trees, this tree has less energy than the other trees. So this one, I can't remove this one because it's still too weak. But what I can do is cut half away and remove everything that's growing down. Try to remove big roots with a sharp root cutter. This is the tree I told about with a toe. The toe is not removable because else we're gonna lose like 70% of the roots. But we're gonna make it a little bit more compact so it will grow back to the base. And like I said before, we're gonna remove a few of the biggest roots because they are the strongest. Because of the starting material, this tree is similar. There's still some soil on. I removed it. But as you can see, it doesn't have many roots near the tree. So I can bend it to make it more like a forest tree, or I'll remove it and I'm starting over again, and then maybe next year it will be a bed and a bar. Or I put it a little bit shorter and next to the forest, and that's what I'm gonna do. Here you can see the tree is growing through one side. This is breaking the way of growth. So this one you don't have to remove. It's very important that you keep this and this instead of this. So we're gonna cut this back and then we leave this. So it will grow this path through another place. This is the last one. Here there is some strong roots, but here on top we also have started some new roots. So I'm gonna take a bold risk and cut it off and see what happens next year. Because of the material, Then you put two trees together if it's a possibility. As you can see, I don't bind the trees already really steady, so I can change it if I'm not glad with the composition. And with the shape or the height of the trees, I can change it. Smaller trees I put on the edge of the forest, because the forest is growing every year and every year, and the seedlings will come on this, will grow as fast on the outside of the forest.
van de huizen.
Tjoh.